What's up, guys? Today we are headed out to Lake Tahoe again, and I'm going to be vlogging, but today I really want to talk about and focus on both good and the bad of the whole COVID-19 situation now that the country is starting to open back up and we're kind of left to pick up the pieces if anything bad happened to you. I feel like it's way too easy to focus on the bad things that came from COVID-19. While acknowledging those things, I also want to acknowledge and then focus on the good that came from it. Also, look at how cool these shoes are. I got these back in 2016 for our honeymoon when we were heading to Jamaica. I've probably only worn them a handful of times. Though I love them, they don't go with a lot of things. I've always wished I could find some matching shorts or a shirt with this, but I haven't been able to find it. Haven't even been able to find these skull pineapple looking patterns anywhere, so that's unfortunate, but I'm gonna wear them today. All right, we're on our way to Lauren's place because she is driving us up to Tahoe, but I want to start with a negative thing that came from coronavirus, and it to me was the most obvious one for us because it's the very first thing that we dealt with, and it was kind of before anyone we knew lost their job or anything like that. It was because we were going to Japan. We had one day until we left for Vegas, and then we were going to be there for 2 days and then head to Japan. And that was right when President Trump announced a travel ban on Europe, and everyone started freaking out, and it was pretty crazy. And so I spent like an entire day trying to figure out if we can cancel this trip, if we can get refunds, and then I spent hours that day on hold with tons of customer service agents, and it was a nightmare. And like all that stuff in hindsight, like it's not that bad, but what I'm bummed about is that we missed the trip. But on the other hand of that, and things that are harder to see because the negative so glaringly obvious, is we wouldn't have gotten the full experience of Japan that we wanted, because a lot of things were closed down. Like the light museums that we wanted to go see were closed. Disneyland was closed. And also, now that it's been canceled, hopefully we'll go this time next year, sometime in summer, so that we can actually hike Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji was closed when we were going to be going because, still a bunch of snow on the mountain. I just learned a lot about planning a trip to Japan for the second time, and that is, if you go in March, a lot of things on the western side, so like the Japanese Alps, those are closed as well because there's just so much snow. And I would rather be there in the heat anyways. The heat doesn't bother me nearly as much as the cold does. It stinks that we missed out on Japan, but it will be good to go when we can get the full experience. Made it to Lawrence, now we're gonna head to Tahoe. We made it to Lake Tahoe. This is Zephyr Cove Beach. If you've never been here, it's probably my favorite one. Super beautiful, but now to already lose those shoes and get into some flip-flops, and it's almost 11, so I think it's time for a drink. The second bad thing that came from coronavirus with me was that right around that time, so starting April 1st, I started renting a room in Los Angeles, as some of you may know, and so that was like a big step for me, big commitment. Wanted to make it happen in LA, and I still have not gone, and today is June 9th. Luckily, the DMV is finally opening back up here in Reno, so I can register my car and then drive it down there. Should be sometime around next week, hopefully, that I will be able to get down there. So that sucks, because that means I've paid over $2,000 in rent for 3 months and haven't been able to experience it at all. And that just, it's so frustrating. But you know what? The silver lining in that is that I had more time to spend at home with my friends and my family. And on top of that, I was getting really overwhelmed thinking about going to LA because I've been trying to come out with at least one video a week on YouTube, and I actually started thinking, well, when I get to LA, I don't know if I'm gonna have time for this anymore. So I had plans of probably quitting or being delayed, making one video a month or something like that. So now that I've had more time to think about it, I don't want to let that happen. I want to keep this up. So that is a good thing. Not quitting is a good thing. All right, we got vodka, shout out Dutch Bros, pineapple juice, lime juice, and cup to mix it in. So let's get to it. Give it a little shake. I'm gonna hop in the water for a third time today. It's about 2 o'clock, had a few drinks, we had lunch. If you've ever been to Lake Tahoe, you know how freezing it is. If I had to guess, the temperature of the water would probably be around like 40, 50 degrees. It sucks. It's so cold that your skin's burning. But honestly, the main reason I'm getting in there now is just because I have to pee. Don't judge me. All right, it's about 4 o'clock. We're about to lose the sun from the clouds in the sky, which really sucks because it's like perfect temperature right now. Now I'm gonna get into the third thing that sucks about coronavirus for me personally, was that in the month of April, I had my income cut in half. That's really sucky because I'm still a pretty new business, and to lose half your income as a new business is huge. And it's still, to this date in June, is not in full swing. So that is an obstacle for me to overcome, but there are some silver linings and some positives about that. One being, my wife is a teacher and she is salary based. Then the other thing about this whole situation is the fact that I am not employed by anyone. I'm employed by myself, which I know that I'm at the mercy of my clients, but I am still in control of my own fate, in the fact that if my monthly clients didn't want to re-up for me for the month, or no one hired me for the month, I still have the fate in my own hands to go and find different clients out there. It's easier said than done, but I can still do it. I have a company that has my future and my well-being in their hands, and it's not up to them, it's up to me. And so that has been a blessing, and I'm super grateful that I'm self-employed because of that. And I know that I can probably always find work, and I'm very thankful for that. All right guys, we're back, and I just wanted to film a proper ending for this vlog. So I would say that the greatest silver lining to all this for me is that I did not get sick. My friends, my family did not get sick. No one I know got sick. And that is awesome, and I'm very thankful for that. And if you know someone who got sick, or maybe someone who passed, I'm very sorry for your loss. And I hope if you know someone who's sick, they get better soon. And I hope you guys stay healthy, both mentally and physically, during all of this. And with that, I just want to wrap up this video. If you liked it, leave me a thumbs up, comment what you thought down below, and then subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you at this channel. I'll see you in the next one.